And we are live. What is going on, LBHT crew? The Ravens are in the AFC Championship game. Let's go. That game, I think just about everybody figured we would win by at least 2 scores, right? I think that was the consensus here in most places. What I said was, in particular, we'll start out the first half struggling a little bit, coming off a bye, and we did. Multiple reasons for that. One, Harbaugh is just that's a Harbaugh thing. That's a Harbaugh special. Two, the Texans are a good team. And like B was just saying a minute ago, before we came out air, Texans showed some things that we weren't quite ready for, but we went into the halftime, made those adjustments, and took care of business. Won pretty handily. That third quarter was a backbreaker for the Texans, right? We come out, score on the first drive. They get the ball. They have a pretty, solid drive, comes away with no points, and then they don't get the ball back for the whole quarter. And then start the fourth quarter, we score a touchdown. That'll take the wind out of you, especially a young team like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put the slow-ish start on Harbaugh. I think that it was just that the Texans slowed down their offense, blitzing a ton more than they normally do, and it slowed them down for a couple drives. But, they scored 10 points in the first half, which isn't terrible. And it was close, or it was tied because of that
punt return
for the touchdown.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the second half they definitely came out and showed the difference between these two teams right now.
Yeah,
they showed that they're on another level than Houston is, and that Houston isn't really ready. Like we were talking about last week, in the time leading up to the game, is they're not really ready to compete on that level. Look, CJ Stroud had a great season. Nico Collins had a great season. Ryans had a great rookie season as a coach.
Yeah.
They scored 3 points on
offense.
3
points. Yeah. 3 points.
They're not on that upper echelon of NFL teams just yet.
So I had to go through the box score, and I just had to check. I had to check a few times just to be sure I saw this right. The Ravens defense did not get a sack or an interception. I think they had one forced fumble, but Texans recovered it. So really no turnovers, no sacks, but they held them to 3 points.
Brock Purdy just tried to throw a pick six, but Packer dropped it. I mean, he hit dude right in his hands.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Is that you or me?
That's you.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, it just took 4 of them to tackle Deebo Samuel. That's terrible. What's going on, Coach?
All right.
I'm not. I mean, I don't even want to look at the chat. I know the chat is happy.
Hold on, I'll fix that. Why is he upside down? Here I go. There we go. Jose's back, y'all. Jose's back. All right. Yeah, I mean, let's shout out the chat here. First, let's give a shout out to Shaheen because it's 4:30. Well, it's probably like 5:30 where he's at now, right? No, 5. It's 5 where he's at because Iran is they do that half an hour, the extra half an hour thing. So it's like 5. It's like 5 where he's at. He's getting ready to go to work. So you talking about a dedicated Ravens fan? Salute to you. All right. Salute to Kimberly Harmon, who was first. Says Ravens going to the AFC Championship. Let's go. Best weekend ever. Indeed. Omar Tillman, who is a Panthers fan, showing love, says good win. Can see this matchup being good for the next couple of seasons. Yeah.
And it's funny about that, though. Like we talked about, you see teams kind of take that leap and you're like, oh, man, they're ready. They're going to be there for a long time. They're set up to be there forever. But things in the NFL change really, really quickly, and it doesn't always pan out. But you look at Baltimore and Houston right now; they're about to lose Mike McDonald and Slowick probably. Within the next couple of weeks. So, I mean, and not to say that they can't get back or anything like that, but you just, you never know because it's not going to be the same team coming back next year.
Yeah, but I think it's more linked to the quarterbacks that are there, right?
No, it is for sure. I'm just saying, like, there's always, with these kind of teams who kind of burst on the scene, there's always a lot of change, and it's difficult to deal with sometimes. Yeah. It's difficult to kind of navigate through that and maintain that level and get better. Yeah. We'll see though. We'll see. I mean, CJ Stroud looked fantastic this year, so I would expect for them to be back.
Yep. Shout out to DDSQ says, "What's good, y'all? On to the AFC Championship game." Indeed. Our guy Ease in the house says, "I'm eating some Texas grill tonight." That's what I'm talking about. And Rob says, "Good win, and I love how Harbaugh kept the tradition alive of just wasting challenges. Great coaching."
I can't believe they said that man hasn't won a challenge all year. That's impressive.
One session says, "We in the AFC Championship game." Indeed. Yes, Keenan Ricketts, what's going on? Says the win feels great.
Uh-oh.
What did I do, Agent E? He says, "Dang, Jose, what did I do?"
Debo going into the blue tent.
Yeah, I saw he went down.
That might be game over if he can't come back.
Yeah, that ain't good. What's up, Killer? Says hola, Jose, and mucho gusto, Brodny.
What's up, Cam? And immediately down goes Purdy.
Oh, you get sacked? Yeah. Oh. Pause your camera for a second. It's a little. It's like.
Well, let me.
There you go.
Let me.
What's going on, Danity? 34-10. Put a spanking on the boys without a belt. Facts. All right, so y'all coming in here now. Salute. There's about 50 people in here. Hit that like button. I know y'all happy. You're excited. Yes. All right. If you're first time here, hit that subscribe button. Okay. We got goals over here. We try to hit 2,000 subscribers by the time Lamar Jackson hoist up the Lombardi Trophy along with the Super Bowl MVP trophy. Okay. So we gotta make that happen. All right. We gotta make it happen. So Lamar, it'll make Lamar happy. Okay. What's better than a Super Bowl? What is the Trinity there? You hoist the Super Bowl trophy, you host the MVP trophy, and you get lunch break hot take to 2,000 subscribers. It gets no better than that.
Yeah, no, of course, Killer. Nobody likes any injuries except for Tyler Higbee tearing his ACL. Love that. Wow. But yeah, I hope Deebo Samuel is back in the game. I'm just saying it's hilarious to me how quickly Brock Purdy falls apart when he's not on the field.
It's crazy.
It's
right?
Like it's Tua and Tyreek-esque.
Yeah, because obviously Deebo Samuels is an excellent player, but damn man, you got Ayuk out there, you got Kittle, you got Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't miss a step.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying upset alert. We'll see. This Brock Purdy, you were this close to getting the bag. Don't fall apart yet. Hold out a little bit longer. Okay. All right. The Ravens.
What you mean? Come on, Cam. You a Tyler Higbee fan? What
you talking about?
Nah.
No,
I don't know what he's talking about, but
you're talking about you wishing injuries on people.
I didn't wish it on him. I said I was happy it happened to him.
No, you're saying come on, Purdy.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Money Making Mitch for the 333 donation. I appreciate that. Says we actually made adjustments. I almost cried when we adjusted to the blitz. Yes, indeed. Salute to Jerry Green for the 333 coming in. Just some muscle emojis. Salute to you. Salute. Indeed. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate that. If y'all want to be awesome like Money Making Mitch and Jerry Green, okay. This is how we do our super chat right there, okay? Right below B, $ LBHTShow. That is the Cash App. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Stream Elements page, all right? Either way, click on the link, go to the Cash App, leave your donation, leave your comment. You get a nice animation right here, and I'll read your comment on screen, okay? That's how we do super chats over here, all right? Yes, Killer, I agree. No excuses for Brock. No excuses. You have all the talent in the world. All right. But right now, let's talk about Lamar. Okay. Lamar Jackson, 16 for 22, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 11 carries, 100 yards, 9.1 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Talk about however you want to get it. You can get it.
Lamar was phenomenal. Lamar really kind of put the exclamation point. I mean, I know the season's not over, but put the exclamation point on him being the MVP and best quarterback in the league. And it's hilarious because, earlier on one of the pregame shows, they were talking about Brock Purdy and how people say he's got so much talent around him. It was Terry Bradshaw saying, "Oh, every great quarterback has a ton of talent around him." And I'm looking around and I'm like, Lamar still hasn't played with that kind of supporting cast. And now he's won his second MVP. Now that these guys are good for sure, much better than he's had before. But we're not talking about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins out there.
Not talking about Debo or Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, we're not talking about Tyreek and Kelsey out there. And he's still outperforming the guys who have that kind of talent. So I mean, it was a fantastic game from Lamar, particularly in the second half, making plays with his leg when they really needed it. Really don't want to see that as much, but you kind of understand it more in the playoffs than in the regular season. Hopefully, they can get Dalvin Cook going next week. Or Gus, if Harbaugh said Gus is okay, so try to find the right mix at running back, so where they don't need to have Lamar going out there and gaining half of their rushing yards. For the game.
Yeah, Agent E says it's going to be tough for the Ravens to put points on the board against the Bills or the Chiefs if the O-line doesn't protect Lamar. I mean, they protected Lamar. I mean, the Texans aren't they're not a bad defense.
Yeah, they got those sacks blitzing, and when the Ravens weren't prepared to pick it up,
and that was in the first half. In the second half, it was pretty clean.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be too tough to put up points on Buffalo if need be. Kansas City has a great defense.
Yes,
but again, when you have those kind of playmakers out there, you're gonna be able to put up points. That's just the nature of NFL football.
So the thing is this though. We're built for that type of game. I mean, the Browns were number 1 and number 2 defense all year. We're kind of flipping back and forth with them, right? The Steelers are up there, right? We played the 49ers, who are up there. Even Miami's defense is pretty solid, at least against the run. And we just beat down the Texans. I mean, we play good defenses all year. They're not going to show us anything that we're not ready for. Will it be tough? Of course it's going to be tough. Anybody should play in the AFC Championship game, more than likely it's going to be tough. And if it's the Chiefs, you better believe it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
they're used to going to the Super Bowl. So yeah, you better believe that's going to be tough. The Bills,
but, that's neither here nor there because the Bills aren't going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to win.
Oh no!
What happened?
3rd and 6, they just threw a long pass to Romeo Doubs down to the 9 or 8 yard line. Green Bay getting ready to score.
Okay, well, all right. Look, this is happening live, ladies and gentlemen. The 49ers, if the 49ers do not win this game,
it wasn't that close. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
It looked like it. I thought it was closer.
If the 49ers don't win this game, I really think this. I mean, that's the only team that I think could beat us in the Super Bowl. And I wouldn't pick them to win. Spooky J, what's going on? Says Bills and Chiefs defense are statistically better, but I like the way we match up. Yeah. Good defenses. I'm just saying, statistically better than who? The Browns? They're not better than the Browns.
Than the Texans.
Oh, the Texans, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about playing good defenses. Our defense is good. And we have the X factor in Lamar Jackson. This is where Lamar really is going to shine. And look, this team, the attitude is completely different. Mm-hmm. It's completely different. That defense, I mean, Wink is a solid defensive coordinator. Obviously, he has his flaws. I know, he was a player's coach. The players loved him. All right. But he didn't bring that. Shout out to Michael Hope for subscribing. Salute to you. He didn't bring that attitude that they have on the field. Now, granted, I think Roquan Smith plays a major factor into that as well. But that defense takes the field like rerun all of this, right? Like they come on the field like this is our field, home or away. We rerun all of this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't do anything about that. Hendo sent us. What's going on, Dave?
What's up, Hendo? And you know, and the thing that's really different about this, I mean, yes, they do seem to be more locked in and you know have a different attitude about it. But I think the biggest difference is before when Lamar would make those fantastic plays, you know, whether with his arm or with his leg, it was out of desperation and trying to you know keep Baltimore in the game. Whereas now that he has help, those plays are backbreaking for the other team. You know, it's not, man, I made this 15-yard run to keep this drive alive on 3rd and 14. Hopefully we'll get a field goal, right? It's more of you know, I made this 30-yard run for a touchdown because the defense is too spread out. They don't know what to do. They thought they had us covered, but they didn't, and now they're hanging their heads on the way back to the sideline, and they don't want to play anymore.
And it feels that way sometimes because you're used to that from John Harbaugh teams. You're used to us, you know, just stalling out at some point and settling for field goals. So you get a little frustrated when you get down there, you know, down to the you know, near the red zone. And it's like, oh, here we go, 3rd down. You know, get Justin Tucker warmed up. But no, it's different now. Now we're converting and we're steadying the drive even longer, and we finish off with touchdowns. Right, that's what you're really excited about because it just looks completely different. Let me give a couple of shout outs real quick. Shout out to Ja Bigby over on Facebook for the like. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Facebook and Twitch. Oh, okay, y'all are everywhere now. Y'all all over. All right, Christian's in the house. What's going on? He's on Facebook too. Says good morning, brothers. Greetings from the Philippines. See, this show's international, man.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for coming through, Christian. Appreciate that. Yolanda B in the house. Salute. Says go Ravens. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Yolanda. Yes, 77. Now it's 87 in the chat. Wow, you guys are lying. You're piling in. Hit that like button. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button like my man Michael did earlier. Our guy OTR Mike is in the house. Says El Freaky. Yes. Yeah. They did it. They did just about everything I wanted them to do. Right. I mean, other than the first half, but again, this is the playoffs. Like you're frustrated because you want them to just get out to an early lead, but in the playoffs, you play good teams, and the Houston Texans are a good team. So 10-10 at halftime, not the end of the world, obviously, right? But their whole demeanor coming out in the second half was, you know, you could tell. That didn't phase them at all. Yeah. They were laser focused, and they were going to go out there and take care of business in the second half.
It was a different Ravens team than what you've seen in the past. They came out in the second half and scored 3 straight touchdowns.
Yeah,
you know, that's not what the Ravens used to do.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have to start talking just a little bit more about Isaiah Likely. You know, like the conversation on Isaiah Likely goes.
He did catch that touchdown, that pass in the end zone, and I know that's Mark has been allergic to it.
But that was a nice catch, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that
was him giving Lamar an adjustment, you know, from before, telling him, "Hey, just throw it up in there and let me go get it."
And even before that one, he had a nice catch where he trucked somebody.
And listen, you know, I think I know a lot of people are worried about Mark Andrews ruining the offense. It's a ridiculous thing to say, but I think they're going to be much better when he comes back.
I agree.
I think that you know they don't have right now still. They don't have a guy who can be like a consistent chain mover for them, and Mark Andrews is going to give them that. And they'll still get the plays from Likely. They'll still get the plays from Flowers. They'll get that one catch from Odell. They'll get that 1 to 2 catches from Rashad Bateman.
It'll be a nice catch.
Yeah. It'll be nice. And shout out to Odell. What a trooper, giving you 1 a week for his $18 million.
Yes. But it'll be a necessary one. Look, I'm one of those people that's a little nervous about Mark Andrews not coming back 100%. Again, if he's 85%, cool. But if he's going in there and he's not really Mark, I don't want you to come back just to
I
say
think
you came
I
back.
think he's okay. I think he's fine. And yeah, Spooky, he's saying Andrews ain't catching that in the playoffs. Just saying, I don't think he does either. I mean, he's a very good tight end. So I feel bad just constantly saying he can't catch just because it's January now.
Well,
but my point is he won't have to make that catch with Isaiah Likely there and with Zay Flowers there.
I'm gonna say this. Now that Isaiah Likely's there, I bet you he does make that catch. Yeah. This is exactly how he got the job to begin with. Y'all don't remember? Let's take a stroll back down memory lane when the future at tight end was supposed to be Hayden Hurst. He was our number 1 pick. Mark Andrews was our 3rd round pick, and Mark Andrews was like, I have to do whatever I have to do to get this man off the field. Mark Andrews back then can make a catch and take it to the house. Y'all don't remember that. Y'all don't remember? You don't remember that, Mark Andrews?
We remember that one highlight of him sprinting down the sidelines.
He was running. He was running like somebody was shooting at him.
They got Hayden Hurst up out of there, and he got real comfortable. He said, "Catch, drop, and roll every time."
But now that Isaiah Likely is making some plays out there, I bet you he makes those catches in the end zone.
Yeah. No, look, but like the thing for me is that he'll be the guy. He can be the man between the 20s for him. You know, like you have running backs who are between the 20s, and then you let TJ Duckett steal all their touchdowns because your coach is an a-hole. This will be Mark Andrews now. You know, Mark Andrews can get you down there and then Likely gets the touchdowns. Yeah. It'll make them. I think it'll make them even more consistent offensively when they have a guy like Mark Andrews who, like I say, can just move the chains for them, because they don't really have that right now. It's kind of, it's whoever Lamar happens to find.
Yes.
But it's not consistently, like even Carolina had Adam Thielen, on 3rd down. Like, hey, I know I'm going to Adam Thielen. I know he's going to catch it, and I know he's going to get the first. I mean, he didn't get a lot of first in Carolina, but that's not the point. Mark Andrews can do that in Baltimore, and I think the offense will be even tougher to stop.
Hey, shout out to Money Making Mitch for another donation, for a 420 donation. Appreciate that. Says, I respect DeMeco taking the ball first, but going 3 and out right away set the tone of the game. Our defense is something vicious. Yeah. I respect it too.
I think you saw Green Bay do it. It worked for them.
You look at this team, they're playing with house money. Talking about the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Young team. Nobody thought they were going to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Nobody thought that. And they destroyed the Browns in the first round. They got further than anybody expected them to be this year. They had an excellent year. And they thought for a team like the Ravens, we had to do some aggressive things out there to win this game. And they're right there with us at halftime. So I thought their plan was a good plan. You're just playing a better team. That's all.
Yeah. Raven Ron asking, so do you rest Andrews until the Super Bowl or start the AFC Championship? I don't think you make the assumption you're going to the Super Bowl. If he can go, he needs to go. And maybe, maybe Likely is just the starter and plays more snaps, but you get what you can get out of Mark Andrews next week.
Well, they're saying that he should be ready for next week.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to make the assumption that you beat Kansas City. I know if you're playing at home, it feels like Baltimore's year. They've got all this momentum and everything, but I'm not making the assumption that you're going to get Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones and all them out of the AFC Championship.
Killer says we can't just let Mike walk to another team next year. And Davon took the words out of my mouth. Mike gone, bro. He's gone.
Like, what is your plan to stop him?
Right. Well, Davon says unless John leaves, I don't think John's going anywhere. Okay, he breaking out dances in the locker room now. Okay, I mean Flacco never made him dance. That's all I'm gonna say. But he never danced for Flacco. Mike McDonald's gonna be gone. It's fine. We'll be fine.
He might be going to Carolina, so we might still cover him.
Yeah. I mean, he isn't the only good defensive coordinator we've ever had. Like, they can get another good defensive coordinator.
He's
right?
the only one you've ever had,
Jose. I think they'll be fine replacing him. And again, even if the defense dips a little bit, it's all right. just put some more focus into the offensive side, and we'll be just as dominant next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got again, once again, because if you're just tuning in, I gotta give the defense their props. I mean, enjoy the moment, right? Like they didn't record one single sack, one interception. They didn't get a single turnover in this game, and they held this team to 3 points. They scored 10 off of, they scored 7 off of a punt return. They held this offense to 3 points. Do you know how dominant that is?
Yeah.
That was
a fantastic performance from them.
That's the type of game where a team will look at it and say, we protected the ball. We protected our QB. We did everything we were supposed to do, and we couldn't score. That's demoralizing.
Mm-hmm.
We held Lamar to under 200 yards passing. All right. But he still had his way with us. Yeah.
You know, you held him to 250 total yards.
Yeah.
And 4 touchdowns.
One of the runs Lamar took off, and DeMeco Ryans was just looking at his defense like, didn't we talk about this?
And his defense looked back at him and was like, bring your old ass out here and tackle him.
Yeah, you do it then.
Think it's that easy.
Oh, man. Purdy is mailing throws. What's going on in this game?
Oh, they said Deebo Samuel was cleared to return. I'm trying to see now because I missed how Green Bay didn't score. I think they turned it over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 3-0 still.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm saying San Francisco got the ball. And I'm not sure how they didn't score.
Or missed a field goal or something.
I think they went for it on 4th and didn't get it here, maybe. Yeah, they went for it on 4th down and didn't get it.
That's right.
It was like 4th and 6 inches, too. That's terrible.
Yeah. So next week, Lamar's first AFC Championship game, and it's either the Bills or the Chiefs. You and I are picking the Chiefs, correct? We're picking the Chiefs.
I mean, slow down. You don't know who I'm picking?
Yeah, I think you already picked the Chiefs on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't trust Josh Allen fully. He's a great player, you know, and you know, he's that Cam Newton 0.5, right? And you know, he plays that way. He runs people over. He's like Brett. He just has fun out there. But part of fun for him is, let's see if I can fit the ball in this window. Oh, I can't. Another interception. Oh well. And I think that going up against the Chiefs defense, it's not gonna be great for him. Pittsburgh. I don't want to say Pittsburgh laid down, because I don't think that they laid down, but the effort was lacking. You know, for the Steelers, I don't think that's going to be an issue with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line and a team that's hosted it 5 years in a row and won a couple Super Bowls. They're going to come ready to play, and I think that Josh is going to have, you know, a couple back-breaking turnovers, and they're unfortunately going to lose at home. His
turnovers are really bad too.
Yeah,
and they come at times where you're just like, why'd you do that? You didn't even You didn't need to do anything.
He said, because I can't, bro.
Yeah, right. Right. What's up, Chef? Chef says, what up, LBHT crew? I see you in here, Coach Evans, starting to thaw out after getting in from the game. Oh, you went to the game.
And I was looking that we could have gone to the game. Them tickets were cheap.
Yeah. Well, you didn't want. There's a reason for that.
Listen. Don't care. I think there were some club level seats too.
Not for $60.
No. The club level were like $200-$300, but I'm just saying, like, overall, just in general, those tickets were cheap. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get off top a little bit since we're bringing up the tickets. I saw a tweet from Bobby Trossett, and he was clutching his pearls on this. You know, he was just like, "This is pathetic," right? Because it wasn't, you know. It wasn't sold out. You can get tickets for as cheap as $60, and he's like, that shouldn't happen. I mean,
I think it was like most of those were resale tickets.
They were resale tickets. Yeah, you can get them on StubHub and whatnot.
Yeah,
but what do you think is going to happen? Do you know how cold it was out there today?
Yeah, the wind chill was 0.
Oh, I know. I was out in it.
Like, just, It's not a great experience. It just isn't.
Right.
Like, okay, if you go to the game, not saying that you wouldn't have fun, it wouldn't be memorable, you wouldn't be happy that you win or whatever, but like, it's 0 degrees, man. Like, it's cold. It's extremely cold, and you don't know that your team's gonna like you always say. Okay, if you go and it's that cold and your team wins, all right, you deal with it. If you go and it's that cold and your team loses, you're looking for a new team. You are angry walking out of that stadium.
I got nothing against Bobby Trossett, but those type of comments, where were you sitting? Before we go any further, I just need to know that you were sitting out in the elements where you're trying to tell other people to sit out in as well. Second, here's the thing. I love the Ravens, right? I want Lamar to win a Super Bowl. Okay. I want the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. If I'm needed out there in that freezing cold weather for you to win a Super Bowl, like you need me to be out there in order for you to win a Super Bowl, you better pay me.
Yeah.
You better, if you need me, you need my energy. Like Hulk Hogan needed all the Hulkamaniacs. Okay. If you need all the Raven maniacs out there to give you energy, right? Then I better be paid for my services.
Like the Bills fans.
Right.
They get paid to shovel them seats. 20 an hour, sir. Okay? No, but think about that.
And they get to pick whatever they want to sit.
I think if you shovel seats for 6 hours, 7 hours, that pays for that ticket.
Yeah.
Right there. If you're alive to say.
Yeah, Spooky J, it was sold out, but there are some resale tickets available for cheap. That's what he was complaining about. He was saying they shouldn't go for that cheap. Man, please, nobody wants to sit out there in that cold. I would give those things away. I bought the tickets and then I saw the temperature. Nah, I can't make it. Who wants these?
Well, listen, let me tell you something, Jose.
Yeah, let me tell you something, brother. Clock said he predicted the score. Oh, good for you, man.
Yeah, so did I, Clock. It's easy to say that after the fact.
Yeah, a lot of us did. Hey, what's going on? Says, yo, did we win the game? We started slow. Yeah, we won it. Hey, shout out to you, Darren, man. Good to see you, brother. Look who's here. Mr. Robot himself. Hindu.
What's going on?
What's up, man? What's up? How you feeling about the game?
I love it. It was a little slow in the beginning, but we made the adjustments that we needed to make, some adjustments we were looking for in seasons past. And listen, we scored on all our possessions minus. We scored touchdowns on all our possessions minus when we were trying to run the clock out. Mm-hmm. So I think, listen, fitting way to end the week. Hopefully, some more obstacles get taken out the way because it looks like Green Bay might take care of business in San Francisco.
I mean, there's a long ways to go. It's 3-0, but it's not a situation where the 49ers are looking head and shoulders above Green Bay. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, George Kittle just scored.
Oh, okay.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah. Never. It was a nice pass from Purdy. That was a nice play.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, this looks like it's going to be a competitive game for 4 quarters.
Yeah. So we'll see about this, but I'm not worried about any of those teams in the NFC. We've whooped half of them that's still playing. All right. Hendo in the house. Where you
want to know where your co-host at, Hendo?
She's in the chat. She's in the chat. But like I said, the only team still around that I'm really worried about is the Kansas City Chiefs. You cannot sleep on them. Yes, I think we're the better team. I know we're the better team. Mm-hmm. But a team that's used to playing in the AFC Championship every year, has Pat Mahomes as a starter ever missed playing in an AFC Championship game?
I don't believe so.
No.
That's pretty crazy.
Right.
Pretty wild.
That's like LeBron, right? Just always in the finals. You could say what about his record in the finals, but if you were in the Eastern Conference and the playoffs started, you already knew what time it was.
I kind of say like I cannot stand American sports fans. Like honestly, because it's like you say, oh yeah, LeBron made the finals 10 years in a row, but he only won 4 of them. Like so he only won 4 of them, and the other 6 years he was the runner-up. And like they like, no, it's better if you don't make the finals than losing in the finals. It makes no sense.
Well, it's like I always tell people that want to argue this, because it's always comparing him to Jordan. Listen, you don't have to worry about that, right? Unless you're our age, LeBron is your Jordan.
Facts. And listen, I'm not even a LeBron fan, but to make it to 10 straight finals, it'll never be done again.
No.
Right. It won't.
Except apparently by LeBron himself again.
Yeah.
Because my man is not slowing down at all.
But the Lakers are.
Yeah. Shout out to my Nets though, by the way.
No, listen, y'all don't seem to understand. This is just how the Lakers operate. It's the first half of the season. This is preseason. They're figuring out what it is they need, who the coach should be, who they need to trade for, and once we hit that deadline and beyond, it's over for y'all. Okay. I mean, it's already over for Brooklyn and Golden State. Y'all suck, but I mean, for the rest of the league.
Not last night though. All right, over 100 people in here. Hit that like button.
You gotta get them that charity work in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll take it. Okay. Over 100 people in here. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. We are close, ladies and gentlemen. Spooky J says Mahomes, Kelsey, and Reed are still Mahomes, Kelsey, and Reed. Facts. Mm-hmm. Chen Wu in the house. What's going on, Chen Wu? Says, what up, LBHT crew? Great win. Yes, indeed. MDT Sports says Lamar better than Mahomes. Stand on that.
Yeah.
He says, I stand on that. Look, man. I'm not gonna argue. They're right there with each other, but Mahomes is a wizard.
I think Lamar's better than him, but it's Lamar, Pat, and everyone else.
Right.
Like there's a wide gap to the number 3 quarterback, whoever you think number 3 is. Wide gap.
Now, Mahomes usually has more weapons, right? Mm-hmm. But what he does with those weapons are what you imagine. It's what you do when you're playing your video games. Okay. When they go out and get Justin Jefferson next year, he'll have 50 touchdowns again.
Nah, Super Brother, it's not just the weapons. Pat has been better than Lamar.
Yes.
I don't think he's not better than him now, but he has been better than Lamar.
Well, no, yeah, he has. But when you have Tyreek Hill, yeah.
No, it certainly helps. So I'm just saying, regardless of that, he was better than Lamar early on. He's not better than Lamar now.
Right, I agree. I think I agree with that. I think they're right there with each other. You could, I mean, you can argue for either one.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at this season, and statistically, he hasn't been having a Mahomesian type season, but a lot of those are drops. Like he put a lot of passes on those wide receivers, and Travis Kelce's had like 13 drops himself this year. So he's right below Lamar, but let's not discount Mahomes. Like he's still Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have 50 touchdowns and 12 interceptions his first season as a starter. I mean, come on.
There was a time, it was probably that year, I didn't think Patrick Mahomes would ever throw less than 40 touchdowns.
Right. Amazing.
He threw those 50 touchdowns like it was nothing. He could have thrown for 60.
Mm-hmm.
But look, when you had Tyreek Hill, I mean, anybody can do it, I guess. Spooky J says Stroud looked better than Mahomes when it comes to maneuvering in the pocket. No, he didn't. Come on, Spooky J, what are you talking about? We get at least 3 sacks on Mahomes. Stroud was still shut down, though, but he got my respect. Stroud is good. Don't get me wrong. He's not. Stroud is not in any conversation right now.
I don't think it's that he's better maneuvering the pocket. I think it's that he's more willing to bail on a play. And guys like people criticize Lamar a lot for this. He's not willing to, and it's the same thing with Pat Mahomes. They hold the ball, looking to make something happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, they got a sack on CJ Stroud. It was an intentional grounding call because he was that willing to throw the ball away.
Yeah.
He
that's right.
Sacks, so he's willing to cut the cord and just throw it away immediately. And sometimes the best quarterbacks in the league, because they have that kind of belief in themselves, are not willing to. Ben Roethlisberger was like that for years too. He just would not. He wouldn't let go of the ball until he saw what he wanted to see.
Yeah.
And sometimes what he saw was the top of Bart Scott's helmet. And, that's the trade-off he made.
Shout out to Halfway House for subscribing. Be like Halfway House, okay? Hit the subscribe button. All right. I know some of you guys are just kind of just leaning on the fence. Don't do that. All right. Go over there, hit the subscribe button. Get us to 2,000 subscribers. Tell your friends about us as well. Your friends and loved ones. Get her done. Look, Killer says Pat had the best offensive coaches in the league his first 4 years. Yes, all the things that you guys are saying are true. He had some of the best offensive coaches. He had some of the best weapons.
Matt Nagy one of the best offensive coaches in the league?
But look, the point is yeah, he had those things and he was better, right?
Okay.
Like you're giving the reasons why, but he had them. Lamar unfortunately didn't have them, and Pat was better.
Right.
Right. That's what it is. I wish we had Andy Reid. I wish we had Tyreek Hill, but
Travis
we don't.
Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Yeah, I'll take that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won't, because every time somebody's available, you're like, no, we can't afford it. 30 million. We can't pay him 30 million.
Right.
You guys get real scary when it's time to get one of those guys.
I heard Travis Kelce's no longer elite because the first time in 8 years he didn't hit 1,000 yards.
Because he ain't hit 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns.
If he'd have played week 18, he'd have got those 16 yards.
Yeah, he would have. I mean, if he had played the last 3 weeks, he would have gotten it. But I mean, he was chilling.
Meanwhile, over here we're saying Isaiah Likely is him.
Timothy, all of his 300 yards.
He did look good though.
Oh, did he?
What do you think, Hendo? You think the way Isaiah Likely's been playing has motivated Andrews to get back out there and get to work?
Almost definitely. Football players a lot of times don't get credit for their intelligence in the business side of the game. And he can see the more plays that he makes, he may become a cap casualty. So he's like, yo, I need to get back on this field and let them know who I am. Remind them of the player that I am, but likely showing up in the playoffs where Mark Andrews hasn't.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews has never caught a touchdown in the postseason.
Yeah. He dropped one though.
He
or
dropped
two.
a couple.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. B, pause your camera. You're a little behind us.
Well, it's because I'm trying to watch this other game because the Packers are getting ready to score.
Oh, your computer can't handle can't handle the
no,
bandwidth.
Here's the thing. It can, except for when I put it onto the 1440p on the YouTube stream, because when I switched over there initially just now, let me tell you, it was the 49ers and the Packers were fighting. They're kind of pushing each other on the sidelines, and it was streaming in 144p, and it took me all the way back. It took me back to when we were kids, and it was the Packers and the 49ers, and it was SD. You couldn't see it. So I immediately hit that settings button and got that HD going. It's not my computer, it's StreamYard. You know that.
Yeah.
That's why we're leaving StreamYard. No, I want StreamYard to know it.
Buy our loyalty.
Right.
Danny says, can we repeat that, Hendo? Mark Andrews never what?
He never had a touchdown in the postseason. And last season was the first season in his playoff career that he eclipsed over more than 43 yards in a playoff game.
Oh,
when I pointed that stuff out about Gus Edwards, I was a hater. So I don't know, man. Whatever.
Yeah, Mark Andrews might want to get back out there. This is not the year to not play in the playoffs.
Right.
This is not the year, because if we win it all, it is easy to hit that reset button, dump a lot of players. It's easy then, because you just won the Super Bowl, right? You have time. Everybody has a grace period now. Now we ain't got to pay. We don't have to pay Matt Beacon. We don't have to pay Queen. We don't have to pay Andrews. We can let all of them go. Okay, clear the books a little bit. Let some of the young guys play. If it works out, great. We're geniuses. If it doesn't work out, well, we just won a Super Bowl.
Right.
We still got Lamar. We'll re-up next year. Kind
of like the Rams.
Yeah, man. But
They're back
Rams. Yeah.
already.
You want to talk about drafting great? We were looking at those picks like they're not going to have first round picks for 5 years. What are they going to do with those 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks? Everything. they're going to get the greatest rookie in the history of the sport.
Yep. And I think they drafted a defensive player in the 5th or 6th round who's making plays over there as well. So like when you have a general manager that can hit on his draft picks, you don't need 11 picks on the draft to make your team go.
Yeah. What am I tripping about, Spooky J?
He's talking about you better pay Madubuike. And my thing is just like, would you rather pay Madubuike or make sure your O-line can protect Lamar forward? Let's just say, like, because a lot of people talking about Patrick Queen and Justin Madubuike, and they're having fantastic seasons, and that's great. Would you rather re-sign those two guys, or just hypothetically go get T. Higgins and the best tackle on the market?
Look, don't get me wrong.
Higgins in the tackle.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would have paid Madubuike. I would have paid him over Broderick Washington.
True,
but they didn't. They paid Broderick instead. And they brought in Michael Pierce, who they just re-upped.
Mm-hmm.
And they drafted Travis Jones. Mm-hmm. So all signs are pointing towards Madubuike ain't getting re-signed. Don't get mad at me. I'm not tripping. I didn't make those deals.
Right.
Cam says just draft an O-lineman.
Go
look at Eric DeCosta's record drafting.
Wait.
Just draft one. Where do we draft that one? Where do we draft the O-lineman in the first round? Just draft anybody? If we're picking 32nd, just whoever falls to us, BPA.
No, Jose, you trade back and get more picks.
Okay.
Yeah. And then take the 3rd best offensive lineman.
So just draft one like Ben Bredesen, like Tyree Phillips, like Ben Cleveland, like Salah, like Falele, right? Just draft one.
Still believe, Daniel.
Just draft one.
I still believe.
Oh, Voorhees, right? That's who's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna save us.
He's gonna save us. So we're right there. Dr. Dre said Broderick not getting the bag though. No, but he got paid.
Right.
How many? They have the 3 guys, right? They have the 3 guys on the contract. I don't know. I mean, if they pay Madubuike, obviously I'm not mad at it, but looking at their cap and their unwillingness to manipulate it, what would you guys rather do? That I mean, you don't want to see Madubuike go, but you don't want to protect Lamar. I mean, you're saying just draft the O lineman. Why don't you just draft the D lineman?
And Spooky, I would not say that your pass rush was historically bad before this season. When you were 6th in sacks last year, before Madubuike broke out.
True. No.
And again, this is why you make those picks, right? You can't say that Travis Jones is a great pick and oh man, 1st round talent, blah blah blah, and then be like, keep him on the bench.
How did our O line look?
It didn't look well.
Look, whenever you have these type of conflicts in your head, just remember our hashtag: defund the defense. All right. There's only one person on the team, only one person that you expect us to get wins, to carry this team to wins every week. Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. Right? If the defense balls out and they carry us the game, that's great. Right? But you don't go into any game expecting them to carry us. You expect Lamar Jackson to. Right. If we lose, it's because of Lamar Jackson. If we win, it's because of Lamar Jackson. Right? You're not looking at the defense and saying, what happened today, guys? You're the reason why we lost. You're looking at Lamar Jackson like, man, you missed that guy there. You should have hit a touchdown right there. Hey, that shouldn't have been an interception. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If Lamar goes down, it's, season over.
So,
right?
So to your point, Jose, best case in point, best example of them all, Miami Dolphins. Lamar in the offense put up 35 points. Defense gives up 28 fourth quarter points, and they still blame Lamar. Still blame Lamar.
28 points in the fourth quarter. You know how hard that is?
and more importantly, throughout our history as an organization, what have the Ravens been better at doing? Finding late round defensive talent or finding late round offensive talent?
Or early round offensive talent.
I mean,
what's up, Z the Beast? He says, appreciate you guys for all you've done this year. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Z.
Appreciate
but listen, if you can find a way, because again, the cap is not real. If he can work it out, if they have a cap guy who's good enough to get the Madubuike under contract and still address the needs on the O-line and possibly upgrade the wide receiver core again, then absolutely do it. But I just don't think that Baltimore has the ability or desire to manipulate the cap that way.
I would keep Madubuike and Patrick Queen and address the needs on offense.
I would keep Queen though. Like you just paid Batman $100 million and drafted his replacement.
Yeah, I keep Queen. I keep them together. They're a great duo, right? And young. I wouldn't change it. I just let them ball out, But we know they're not going to do that. And again, the reason why Roquan's here is because they just didn't believe in Patrick Queen. They already made their decision that they're not going to pay him. They needed an upgrade.
Right? Raven, I don't think any great players are going to want to come for cheap. They'll want to come play in Baltimore, but they don't want to get paid.
Who said that?
Raven Ron.
Raven Ron. Great players going to want to come to no. That's not how. This is a business.
You know what's really funny is historically when you win a Super Bowl, players leave for money. They don't take discounts to stay and win another one. They bolt and get that contract.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then we'll have no problem keeping Patrick Queen and Madubuike. They'll say, hey, you know what? I just love the culture here. Yeah. Just give me a solid deal.
Oh, you mean like everybody in the league offering OBJ $4 million and us having to give him 15? Because he wanted to play here. He wanted to be with Lamar.
Yeah,
that's what happened. He wanted to go to a team that has the longest playoff drought in North American sports history. He wanted to go there for $4 million, but because of our culture, he said, "Nah, I'm going to the Ravens." What could it have been the 15 mil?
And did they pay that because they thought he was a great guy, or did Lamar say, "I'm not showing up until you get me Odell,"
right,
and some other things? All right, I mean, this is a business. Like, no great player is going to come here for the vet minimum, right? If you can get some guys that are on the street that nobody wants, and we can get lucky, right? Like Agent E saying, bring back Clowney, right? Clowney was sitting out there forever. Nobody wanted Clowney. Van Noy, right? They're playing great for us, right? But you don't want to keep going back to that well with older veterans like that, because you start relying on them, and then they can't do it like they used to. But you got them on a contract. This is why we don't have the cap that we should have right now, because like I call it fast food. You keep buying fast food. Like they're good in that moment, and then we end up buying more years on it than we should. And then next thing you know, it's just like, where's my money?
Hey, Chris, is your S key stuck? What do you mean catches?
Well, listen, I need somebody to explain to me. I need to explain to me something about the grocery.
One catch, like clockwork.
Yeah, one catch for 12 yards. It was clutch though. It was clutch.
But I need somebody to explain to me the what they saw in Nick Boyle, because he's still counting $3 million against our cap.
I forgot about Nick Boyle.
I feel bad for Nick. I mean, I don't like not bad for him. Like, he got a lot of money, he got paid and everything. But man, I saw him catch that one pass and get spun around 360 degrees. I was like, that dude ain't never playing again.
Who will be a free agent guard this year? I generally have no idea. It's funny. Me and B actually looked at the list the other day. There's a couple of guys. There's a couple. But it's not just guard. Z, we need a tackle too. We need a tackle. Y'all can't keep what happened to everybody saying Ronnie got to go? What happened to that crowd? Everybody was saying Ronnie's cooked, right? He's gone. We got to replace him. Well, how do you replace him? I mean, where we go? Just a third round guy? Anybody? You know, like we need if you guys think Ronnie's cooked, then we got to get a tackle. And Morgan Moses, not a long term answer. Kevin Zeitler could probably yeah. Oh, this is okay. This is last year.
This is Kevin Zeitler's last year under contract. Next year is Morgan Moses.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
this is last year as a Raven though. Spooky says without Matabike, we don't get 40 sacks next year, and we'll be back here complaining about pass rush when we give up our 4th game winning drive of the year. It's a cycle, man.
That's never happened.
Couple things.
That's never happened.
I mean, holy hyperbole, Batman. Like you won't get 40 because Matabike is all right. But second, giving up a 4th game winning drive is not going to be because Matabike is gone. That'll be because Mike McDonald is gone if you don't find an adequate replacement for him. And if you believe that EDC is a good GM and doing a good job, why don't you believe in Travis Jones? Why don't you believe in his ability to draft another guy to fill that role? They have Travis Jones, Michael Pierce, and Broderick Washington there. Why do you think that that's not good enough, or that they can't find somebody else to come in and take Matabike's role for cheaper?
We have never put the blame on the defense for what happens down the stretch in our seasons. We have never said we lost this game because defense couldn't get that sack, because defense couldn't get that offense off the field. It has never been about that. And you know that. It's always about how Lamar performed. That's always the narrative, locally and nationally, right? So let's not let's not do some revisionist history here. No one's ever put it on the defense, which is why we started that hashtag defund the defense, because defense is never held to that standard.
And hey, I just looked at it since I had the list up. The Detroit Lions have 41 sacks this year. They're still playing right now also. You know why? Because they have a great O-line and a lot of weapons on offense. Maybe go that route. Because you already have a much, 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 much better quarterback than Detroit has. So maybe protect him, and you won't have to worry about the defense giving up leads.
And Chris, this isn't true either. We almost had the worst secondary in the league in league history with Clark and Joker. You didn't look at the rest of the league. It's hard putting together. It's hard. The reason why the Ravens spend so much on the secondary is because it's hard to have good players all across the secondary. Look at the top defenses in the league, and you'll see in the secondary they have holes. It's hard to put together, really good DBs all over the field.
Yeah, now they're gonna have a difficult time replacing Marlon Humphrey, but for right now, they're good in the secondary.
Yeah.
You got an all-pro safety. You got Marcus Williams. You got Marlon Humphrey. You got Brandon Stevens.
You're not getting cooked, Spooky J. We having a conversation, man. No. We don't do that around here. Well, we do that for some people. Not you, Spooky J. Yes, 100 people in here, Danny. Yeah, man, y'all holding tough.
Yes.
Y'all holding tough. Yes. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you're looking for the super chat, because I know you are, right? I know you are. Here's how we do it over here. Right in that corner down there. $ LBHTShow. Okay, that is our Cash App. All right, hit that up. Also, that pin link that you see in the chat box, that's the link to our Stream Elements page. You can click that link, leave your comment. Same thing with the Cash App. Go over there. You guys know how to use Cash App. All right, leave your comment in Cash App. Either way, you send it off. Microphone man will receive it. He'll say, "Thank you, brother. Thank you." And he'll read your comment, and we'll read it on air for you. All right, that's how we do super chats over here. Okay. There's a lot of you in here now. There was a time where we could read every single comment because it was 12 of you in here, right? And we thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great conversation amongst a handful of friends. Now we got a group of friends, a big group of friends, and that group is getting bigger. We love all of you. Okay, not all of you. We love most of you. We can't read every comment. Okay, so to guarantee if you have to be heard, that's how you do it. And shout out to Rock, our guy Rock, man. He's
Rock?
Is that right?
He's been coming through for a while. Says thoughts on Dalvin Cook panel. He's fine. He came in, changed the pace back. I'll tell you what, we need him to run to the outside. Right? We try to run to the ball to the outside with Gus.
Well, I mean, he looked kind of like Gus Edwards to me. Like he looks like he's just a guy. He's not. And look, maybe that changes with more carries.
Yeah, he don't look like
I looked at him and just say, he's not Dalvin Cook anymore.
That his first run looked good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but his first run at a 5-yard wild, he looked like Reggie Bush at USC on that first run. Ain't nobody touch him. He didn't do anything after that.
They did touch him.
But Gus wouldn't have hit that.
He was high-fiving people on the way by. That's not them touching him. Right?
Slap hands.
Hey! Don't say Gus wouldn't have done it. I can't. No, don't put me in a position to be a Gus defender. But Gus had an 80-yard play, a month and a half ago. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
Did he not? Thank you.
That's right. Support Gus.
And his lungs almost collapsed on him.
That's okay. Dalvin's collapsed at 24 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, see, Iron Addict. He looks like he's been with the team for 2 weeks. Yeah. And they're going to treat him that way. He's not going to get that many carries, right? Mm-hmm. He'll get a couple more maybe next game, and then if all works out, then you might get a couple more in the Super Bowl, but. He's not going to get 20 carries or anything like that.
Zeta B says, I'm the main one hating on Gus. Am I hating on Gus or am I speaking the truth about Gus? You tell me. Right? Why Dalvin Cook get carries today?
Gus got hurt.
I know Gus got hurt, but you have another running back. Who's also
you can't run him the whole game. You can't.
Oh, you can't run a running back the whole game? You can't do that?
No, Justice Hill is
what sport is this? What sport is this they're playing?
This is the system running back league.
Chris says we just got safeties for the first time in 10 years.
Wild disrespect to Deshaun Elliott and
Eric Weddle,
Mora and Thomas Bukowski.
Yeah, Eric Weddle's good. Earl Thomas,
Chuck Clark.
Yeah. I mean. That's not true either, Chris. Man,
I don't know what Zimikowski's up to, man. Last time I saw him, he was getting knocked out in boxing.
I'm curious about how do you feel about the offense? Because this is, we have such a high standard for the defensive players, but on the offensive side, it's good enough.
Yeah, they get by.
Yeah. How do you feel about wide receivers? Are our wide receivers good enough? When was the last time we had wide receivers? Since you're saying, we had one of the worst secondaries in the history of the sport, and we just got a secondary, first time in 10 years. How do you feel about our wide receivers?
Agnes, Etu, you have also fallen victim to the Chuck Clark propaganda.
Wow.
I mean, nobody out here saying he Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu or anything, but like he was a solid safety.
Decent.
Man.
He's decent.
Damn, man, that's all I say about Ravens fans, man. Like it'd be like they use up all their fandom pumping up guys like James Prochet and Gus Edwards that they feel like they have to turn around and hate on legitimately good players just to balance it out.
All right, so were you in
second round Tyler Huntley, but Chuck Clark can't play?
Hendra, were you in here earlier? We're gonna get out of here soon. We hit the hour mark. Were you in here earlier when we were talking about Bobby Trossett and him and his disgust for tickets being sold for $60 because they weren't big enough fans to sit in the wind chill, the -20 wind chill in the stadium.
Yeah,
it was freezing outside today.
Yeah, it was. And then it's also right after the holiday season. How do you know if people got $60 to spend?
Man, I mean, the tickets are sold out. These are like resale tickets. These are on like StubHub and whatnot.
Right.
But he had a problem with them going for that cheap, and I guess people not showing up to the game, selling their tickets or whatever. Man, get out of my face with that. Lamar didn't even like. He said it. He said it at the end of the game. You know, he was like, "I'm not taking my coat off."
Right.
It's the most elitist take, right? Oh, these tickets should cost more on resale hours before the game starts.
Right.
Man. How about that?
Right. Where did you sit? That's what I want to know. Where did you sit? Like, come on, man. I don't no. I want to be comfortable every time. I don't want to be even a little bit inconvenienced.
Right. And I'm not trying to be snobby or anything, but I don't need to sit in the ceiling. Like, I'm not going to be in sub-zero temperatures. I'm sitting all the way up there to watch a screen when I can watch a screen at home.
Listen, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm afraid to sit at the top of stadiums. Them things be moving. Like, not a little bit. They be going all up and down. Like, I'm like, yo, if the top of this breaks off, like, the people down there can get out, but I'm just gonna be dead. And what if one of these pilots, just nods off? I mean, they gonna buzz right by my head. They ain't gonna be the rest of y'all. That's not a good place to be.
So I'm gonna tell you something. I'll tell y'all something.
I've seen people fall off those tiers.
There's only one game B&B go to now. I took B to a preseason game years ago, and it was club level.
Right.
B, you talk about mind blown.
Yeah, I am going to be snobbish.
Yes, very snobbish because preseason happens in the summertime,
right?
And it was hot, and we walked to the stadium. We parked a few blocks over, walked to the stadium, and we get up to the club level. And as soon as the guy opened the door for us, B turned around. He looked at me. He's just like, "Yo, that's air conditioning." It just hits that cold air, hit him. I was like, "Yeah, buddy, go in."
I told him I ain't never going to a game with the pores again.
Yeah,
nah, man. The people who made
different
food they were in dress shirts and they had white gloves on. Like, it's still the same like sausages and whatnot, but it felt better.
It felt it tasted better.
Right. Never going back, Sion Addict. Never going back. And we haven't been back. We haven't been back to a regular season game ever since. And you know why? Because club level obviously is more comfortable. They're cheaper in preseason because the people that own those seats don't want to go to preseason games, right? So they practically give those away, and it's stress free. The game doesn't mean anything. You can go out there, you can watch Lamar throw the ball around for a little bit, and then go to the sideline, and then just watch some up and comers. In fact, the game that we went to was that iconic one where we're playing the Packers and Lamar leaps over the defender to go into the end zone. I think that was his rookie year. We saw that, and it was fun. I don't remember who won. We probably did because we had like a 40-game win streak, but it didn't mean anything. We just we just enjoyed the experience. So we're like, let's never go to a regular season again. That way you can never be disappointed.
True.
Now imagine the people that went out in that cold today that were Texans fans. You're not even used to this kind of weather. You going out here to show support just to see that? No.
Awful.
Hell no.
Nope.
Now, get it. Put a roof on your stadium, and I'll go back.
Right.
Yeah.
How many of them, when they got here, just realized when they got there that there was no dome? Y'all don't have domes out here?
Well, I can tell this thing like, ooh.
So you just sit out here in the cold like this?
Hey, y'all mess with me. It's retractable, right? Like they gonna close it up. I told this story here before when I went to see the Orioles play. We were sitting so high up, it was snowing where we were.
Wow!
But it wasn't snowing on anybody else. Like it was melting before it got down to the lower levels. We had to leave.
People don't go to support your team in the wintertime. I don't care about them. I don't care. If they need you that bad, they need to pay you.
You don't care about them. They don't care about you. Got them hard ass plastic seats. There ain't no seat warmers. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing.
Nothing.
You got they look like ants on the field. You got to be, like you said, you got to be watching a TV anyway. Why am I going to be sitting there uncomfortable, cold with a bunch of strangers to watch TV? Where I could just sit in my house in a very comfortable chair with much less expensive food, watching on a better TV.
Lamar, I was giving him positive vibes through the TV today. Okay?
Yes,
he felt the energy. All right, and I was nice, warm, and toasty when I finally got back inside. I was actually outside all day. So yeah. So when I saw that game, I knew. I mean, look at CJ Stroud's face. I mean, at times I was like, is he crying? Like, it's not over yet, but no, he's just cold.
right.
Devon says he's a PSL ticket holder. This is another thing that I can't stand about football. PSL is nothing but extortion. Personal seating licenses. These are fairly new because they weren't around when we were first coming up. And when I first saw these roll out, I thought, oh, okay, you buy these and like those are the tickets, And then I started looking into it. I'm like, oh, I had to buy the right to buy the ticket.
And if you don't buy the ticket, you lose the PSL.
Yeah, that's a racket. That should not be legal. So never let the Bobby Trossets of the world shame you for wanting to be comfortable when you watch a game.
Right. Exactly. I used to play Madden on owner mode, right, where you upgrade the stadium and everything, and I always made sure I put in them comfortable seats with the seat warmers, the personal Wi-Fi, and all that. None of these owners doing that for you.
Right. The Ravens stadium does have Wi-Fi,
not personal Wi-Fi.
They just upgraded it because it didn't used to work that well.
No, it didn't. No, it works now.
So they didn't have Wi-Fi.
All right. We're getting out of here, Hendo. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Road Pod, where I do a live stream every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Also, you can find me every Monday with Jose Brodny, OTR Mike, Chris Just Joking, and Coach Evans on Sip to Tally, where we do the Ravens Roundtable. We've been gone for a minute, but we'll be back this week. Also, you can find me every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live stream with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking all things hip-hop, especially the old school. And after that, at 9:45, you can find myself, Brodny, and Suge on Suge Knight 323 doing a Steel Conspiracy Panthers Claw.
Oh, while you're here, and I remember, okay, people are leaving. Don't leave yet. 72 people in here. Don't leave yet. All right. Now. Okay, we have Patreons here. Okay, what's your Patreon, Hendo?
My Patreon is RoadPod /ROUG.
Yes. Our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHTShow. Now, we have something coming up special for our patrons in April. What is it?
We're going to take a tour of the world champion Baltimore Ravens Stadium, M&T Bank Stadium, where we're all going to walk around. It's about an hour to 2 hour tour. And then afterwards, we're going to hang out with the patrons, maybe get something to eat, just spend some time and get to thank the people that support us and have supported us for so long.
That's right. So you guys have all these positive vibes of the Ravens. It's feel goods. Okay. Imagine what's going to feel like walking through the locker room of the Super Bowl champions. Okay. Getting to visit the stadium of the Super Bowl champions. All right. And then we can hang out afterwards and get some lunch. And there's a lot of good spots around there too. So
it is.
Yeah. So it'll be a good time. That is patrons only. Okay. Is it what April 6th?
6th. Yep. April 6th.
Dave said April 6th, we going to Mondame Mall. Come join us.
We're not.
We're going to Hip Hop Chicken.
Some people might like that.
Yeah, they would. Yes. So yes. So you can sign up to any one of our Patreons and you can be a part of that. But don't try to sign up in April and sign up for the free trial. That's not going to get you. You'll be greatly disappointed.
Yeah, there's a limited number of spots, and it is first come, first serve. So definitely let Hendo know if you're planning on attending.
Yeah, so the patrons that we have now and y'all might want to sign on that because our Patreon is kind of growing. So
I knew it. I knew it.
What? Yep.
So hip hop chicken is nice. Felipe says Debo is out. That ain't good. It's a 7-6 game at halftime.
He just blocked the field goal too.
They better wheel him out there.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers just blocked the field goal?
Yeah, right before the half, they blocked the Niners are like on the 22-yard line. They just blocked the field goal.
Yes. I was like, it's still halftime for me.
Yeah.
No, it's halftime. All
right. That is a stream. We will see you guys on Wednesday. We already have our next case for court of public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta stay tuned for that. If you guys out there, if you know what court of public opinion is, that is a very fun segment. All right, where we put people on the trial of public opinion, and we decide whether they're guilty or not guilty after going through all the evidence. All right. So if you have somebody that you want to put up for trial, then hit us up. Okay, at LBHTShow everywhere. Okay, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, everything. At LBHTShow. Email LBHTShow@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know who needs to go on trial, and we'll put them we'll put them up there. I be saying he hit me up before the day of, and he wanted to talk about the that reporter that asked Todd Bowles about the weather in Detroit. All right. That did not make the docket, but I'll play it real quick. For you. Oh, let me read this real quick from Buck. Hey, salute to Buck for a 420 donation. Says, congrats on the dub, LBHT crew. Thank you, Buck. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is what I we didn't get around to on Wednesday, but I'm gonna play it now.
Detroit. The weather has been a factor in some of the playoff games, even for the most prepared teams. Today, it's 13 in Detroit, which doesn't compare to some of the temperatures we tend to drop to. Any special plans to acclimate the team to not only endure, but perform in those kind of frigid temperatures should you face them in Detroit?
You do know we play indoors, right? And they got a dome. I don't. No, nothing planned. Where?
and I'll tell you what, we didn't get to it on the show, but I say that reporter is not guilty because Todd Bowles is on the other
side. We can say guilty but suspend the sentence.
Okay. I was gonna say put Todd Bowles on trial. He didn't have to be that sarcastic.
No, he didn't.
And she did ask, like, how's weather going to affect you indoors and outdoors? I mean, it's Detroit. That's just because you're indoors doesn't mean that cold weather can't get to you. That's in the winter vortex zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where ice. Google winter vortex. Look it up on YouTube. Winter vortex, and look at some of these households where ice creeps through the door, like the blob, right?
Like your favorite fantasy novel when a witch comes knocking.
Right.
But the frost precedes her.
Yeah. All right, y'all. With that, we are out of here. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Ravens are in the AFC Championship game. We have a lot to discuss. We're going to watch these games and see who we're going to be playing. But we feel good about it. So we have a lot to discuss this week. Make sure you subscribe to Sip to Tally. We're going to be there Monday, 9 p.m. The Ravens Roundup will be back. And then just a whole list of shows throughout the week. All right. So subscribe to everyone. All right. We're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.